In this tutorial, you will learn how to batch replace smart objects automatically. If you have landed in this tutorial, you should be well aware of what smart objects are and what are its capabilities. Today, I'll show you 3 use cases for smart object and how you can automate replacing the smart object layers. First use case is canvas mockup template. Second use case is frame mockup template. Third use case is phone case mockup template. The method that I'm about to teach you will be applicable on all other use cases as well. Let us understand what are the challenges involved when you replace smart object layer. So I'll open this use case 1. We have 2 folders. One is portrait frame and the other one is minimal design. So we have 7 designs here. All of them are from Unsplash. And in the portrait frame, we have 4 frames. Let me open one of it. So this is a beautiful frame over the couch, and this is a smart object layer. The smart object layer can be identified by the smart object icon at the bottom right corner of the thumbnail. So there are 2 methods to replace the smart object layer. The first one is you double click on the smart object icon. When you double click, it opens up a smart object PSB document. Now we can place our design here. So I'll drag our design. Let us try the one that is more peculiar. This one, let us try drag this and place it over here. Hit enter to make the position perfect. Now I'll press Ctrl D and then we'll stretch a bit so that it aligns properly, and then we can move it over the top. Now you will go and save this. Once you save this, you can close and you'll see the design is updated on the template file. So this is the method 1, how you replace the smart object layer. Let me press Ctrl Z and go back. So this is the initial state that we had the template in. The other method to replace a smart object layer is you go here, right click and click replace content. This opens up the pop-up window. Now select the design. So we tried this design. Let us again select this design. It did change the design, but I press Ctrl T. You will see that most of the design files were cropped out. Do you see? So replacing, like right click and then replacing the smart object, is not always perfect, though this is faster. So how we can automate this process? To automate the process of replacing smart object layers in Photoshop, we'll be using a plugin called Bulk Mockup. This is an incredible Photoshop plugin that has insane capabilities working with smart object layers. Let me just demonstrate it and you'll get to know how fast and how easily you can replace the smart object layers. Just to reiterate, we have 7 design files. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 portraits. Let me open the portrait and show you how they look. So we have one on the red wall. The other one is the blue couch we have. Then there's on the planter beside the frame, and then the one that we just played with. So 4 mockup templates we have. So we'll create a new folder here. Call this export. We'll go to bulk mockup. Let us go to the settings. The first is PSD mockup template folder. We'll click on here and go to our use case 1. This has portrait frame. We'll select this folder. The second option is design files folder. We'll go ahead and select our minimal design folder. And then the export folder, we'll click on this and select our export folder, which clearly shows there is no item inside that. And now we have different settings here. One is a resize method. So like this is a frame. So we want the frame to fit in properly. So there are multiple options to resize our design files. Fill canvas stretch, then we have fill canvas, cropping the outcropping it, and this one is the cropping the extra, and then constrained by height, constrained by width, do not resize, and replace content. So as per your smart object layer, you can select whatever resize method you find. For this example, what I find appropriate is fill canvas, cropping the extra. Okay. Then we go to the settings tab. Settings tab, the first is PST template. Now we can export the files into JPG, PNG, TIFF, PST, and ZIP. Okay, these are the options available. For now, I'll stick to JPG. Then do you want to resize the exported files? Yes, we'll have this around 1000 pixels. So all our exported files will have 1000 pixels as the longest side, and the resolution also will change to 72. Okay, then we go to export, and then export, we want the design files to be exported inside, arranged inside PST mockups or is inside design file folder mockup. You can see how subfolders are created in the export folder. If we select design file, subfolder for each artwork will be created. If we select PST mockup, subfolder for each PST mockup will be created. So let us select design file. And also you can look at the export file name pattern. We have mockup, design, incremental. So the exported file name will be PST name, then it will have incremental, will remove this, PST, then artwork file name. I think this is perfect. Mockup template name and then the artwork name. And we have one more tab that is left. We'll have do not scale, and there's no other option that we need to select here. We'll go back to main and click on start generating to see the magic. So bulk mockup will open the first template. It's resizing the template and it's working its magic. Let me open the export location to show you how this is working. So this is the export, and as you can see, new folders are already being created, and inside each folder, new designs are placed. This will work for all the 4 templates and 7 designs we have. At the end, we will have 28 outputs, 4 templates placed with 7 designs. So 4 sevens are 28. So keep watching. This is the third one. Once all the exports are ready, I'll show you all the files. So all our files are exported. Let me just magnify this. Then let me pull out all the JPG files that we have exported. If you could look, all of them are perfectly placed. 7 into 28 outputs. Isn't this amazing? Within 5 minutes, I did not end talking, and Bulk Mockup did its job and exported all the files. Now, I hope you understand how Bulk Mockup will replace the smart objects automatically. You can go ahead and purchase the plugin from bulkmockup.com. If you are still here, let me show you a few insane features that Bulk Mockup has. For that, let me open an use case 2. The use case 2, we have templates in landscape mode. So let me open this template. Okay, so this is the beautiful template with a mockup. And we just check our design file for this. We have 8 design files here. Beautiful artwork from the public gallery I have collected for this demo purpose. And if you look, the design files are not in same aspect ratio. If you open the design file to show you the aspect ratio. We open this to smart object. Let's open this to designs on Photoshop. Let us track the image size so that you'll understand the aspect ratio over here. So the image ratio is 3500 and 2344. And the one that we have here, let us check the image size for this one, 3840 and 2160. So you could clearly see the difference in the size as well as the aspect ratio of these 2 design files. So how would you generally work with a smart object and place this design file on the template file? Let me just go back to our template file. For now, let us close bulk mockup. Okay. So let us double click and open the smart objects. And now this is a smart object canvas. The image size on the smart object canvas is 54003600. Let us one by one place our design files over here and see what happens. This one was the Starry Night from the Van Gogh. Hit enter. Let us drag this on the edges. So for this, the aspect ratio is perfect, isn't it? So there is no cropping involved. We can go ahead and save this, and this would perfectly place on the design area designed for this template. But we just delete this layer and get back to the other file we have. Aspect ratio is not proper. So what would you do in this case? If we save this, what happens? Look at the template. There are some negative spaces, which is not desirable. So either you change the aspect ratio. There are scripts available in Adobe forums that will help you automatically replace smart object, but none of them caters to this demand of resizing and adjusting the smart object layer that Bulk Mockup does. So with Bulk Mockup, if I show you the options for the design resize, we just reiterate the design resize option that we have. If you see, there are 7 to 8 design resize options. The first one is fill canvas stretch. So what it will do, it will stretch the design and place it. You may want it in some cases, you may not want this feature in some cases. So this was the first option. The other option is fill canvas without cropping. So it will fill the canvas. There's no cropping. In some cases, you want our design files to be resized like this. Okay. Then we have fill canvas cropping the extra. So though you could see all the examples are illustrated over here, how the resizing would happen. I'm just demonstrating the same on this canvas over here. Okay. So the option that I have selected is fill canvas cropping the extra. In this case, Bulk Mockup would take this, and then it will place our file, design file, something like this, and crop the extra one out. And if we save this, it will give you a perfect output like the other one that we had. Okay. We'll press Ctrl Z to go back. Then the other option we have constrained by height. So again, if it's a landscape, it will crop the extra. If it's portrait, it will constrain by height. And then we have constrained by width. Same thing, just operating on the width over here. And then we have do not resize. It will just place the design and it will not resize. And finally, we have replace content option as well. This is the same method that I showed you in the first step. Right click and replace content. It will do that. Okay. So these are insane features that is only Bulk Mockup is providing you. And then on the settings tab, if you go, we have design layer. And there are two extremely important features here as well. Guides, resize to guides and align to guides. So if you resize to guides and align to guides, if you check these two boxes, you can select 4 guides, provided something like this. And then Bulk Mockup will do all your operations inside the intersection of these 4 guides. So it will place the design inside this 4 guides. Okay, something like this. So this is insanely incredible feature for advanced users. These are only about resizing the design file. Apart from that, you could also see how you can arrange the exported files. We have different naming patterns that you can choose from. You can create any variations of the exported file naming. And then you can also export them in all in export folder, BST mockup, design file, whatever you wish. So this is the incredible power of Bulk Mockup. I hope you understand the features that are available in Bulk Mockup. If you want to take a look at this plugin, just go to www.bulkmockup and check all the other features. Now let me close this, and for the final demo, let me automate this smart object as well. Okay, so we'll go to plugins, select Bulk Mockup, plugin over here. The first folder is for the BST template. Hit on OK. We'll go to use case 2. Select our BST template, landscape frames, we have 7 of them. Then we'll select our design file. Design, we have 8 of them. And the export location, there's no new folder. Let us create one folder. I'll name it export. Okay, open. And like I just demonstrated the different resize method. So for this, what would be the appropriate one? I think we could go ahead with fill canvas, cropping the extra method. And the settings, let us keep it as we used in the previous one. And go to mains and start generating. So it has started working on the smart object layers and it is placing over the template. It is working very fast. Let me just open the export folder and show you how fast this is working and how perfect the outputs are. It takes care of all your resizing and exporting and organizing your exported mockup. Look at them. We have one file over here. How perfectly it has placed on the template. The plus point is it is organizing all the files into subfolders as well as naming it as per the naming convention that we have provided. So just keep watching. It will hardly take 4 to 5 minutes and it will export all the mockups. We had 7 mockup template and 8 design file. So it will process around 56 design files and you can see them coming over here, 3 of them. So I'll fast forward this on the video and let me resize so that you could see how bulk mockup is working on Photoshop. This is no magic. This is incredible power of bulk mockup. So bulk mockup has done its job and we have all our exported mockups organized properly. So it has organized as per our design files. So one design file placed on all the 7 templates resides inside one folder. Isn't this incredible? Now, I think that you clearly understand how powerful bulk mockup is. If you want to purchase bulk mockup, just go to www.bulkmockup.com and let us finally try out with the use case 3, which we have phone case template. We have around 5 of them. Let me open them on Photoshop. So these are the phone case templates that we have. And we have paper texture design files. And then we have marble texture design files. Okay, so let me paste all of them inside one of the folders. Copy all of them. So in total, we'll have 19. I'll delete this folder. Now let us try bulk mockup on this one as well. Get a new folder for the export. Go to Photoshop, bulk mockup plugin. The first option is for the template. Use case 3. Phone case template. The second one is for design file. So we have paper texture, 19 of them. And then finally we have export. Select it, export. And again, we have different resize option. Again, for this method, which one that you'd wish, you can have fill canvas stretch and fill canvas without cropping. I think we should go with fill canvas stretch this time. And as usual, the other settings. So again, I'll start the mockup generation process by clicking on start generating. And you'll see the magic. It opens up the first mockup template and it makes the mockups very fast, better than what I could speak of. Let me go back to our export location and see new folders are being created as I talk here. Number 3, then we may have number 4. So it is creating subfolder for each design. And you can see how beautiful the end products are. Perfect slim case mockup template that you could use in your store, and all it takes is a couple of minutes to generate all of them. So this is going to take a while because we have 19 items over here using the paper texture as well. And the templates we have 5. So total output would be 95. So I'll fast forward this on the video so that you could clearly see how bulk mockup is working. I'll fast forward and show you end product with all the mockup here. So if you want to purchase bulk mockup and use this incredible feature, go to www.bulkmockup.com. Guys, bulk mockup has done its job again. Let me show you all the outputs that we have. We had 19 folders created for each design. And inside each design, you have this beautiful created mockups that you can directly upload in your stores and start generating revenue. With the help of Bulk Mockup, you can replace smart object in Photoshop automatically. So don't wait, go to bulkmockup.com and purchase it right away. Thank you for watching the video.